The dangers of mobile phones, health effects and driving risks. Introduction. The effect of mobile phones on human activities and health is the focus of the latest research and interest due to the rise in the use of cell phones all over the world. Electromagnetic radiation is found in cell phones, where some digital wireless systems often generate the same radiation. A study in 2012 categorized radiation produced by cell phones as Group 2B, most likely carcinogenic, which shows that there may be a possibility of acquiring cancer. Various radiation specialists have proposed some approaches to reduce such an exposure as a precautionary approach. Moreover, cell phones have been reported to have a severe impact on drivers since they may become a distraction. Using phones while driving can cause road accidents, leading to severe injuries or death. Generally, mobile phones produce electromagnetic radiation that has some negative impact on users, as well as a severe impact on drivers. This paper tries to discuss the extent to which cell phones are dangerous to users. Discussion. WHO states that to date, no adverse health effects have been established as being caused by mobile phone use. Various studies have focused on the potential health impact of radiation produced by cell phones. Markovich reports that exposure to cell phone radiation or radio frequencies, RF, can result in the risk of acquiring cancer. The study by IARC shows that there can be a connection between the usage of cell phones, discharge of electromagnetic radiation, and increased rates of cancer among users. Mobile phone RF elements discharge may be absorbed by body tissues around the areas where the device is held. The quantity of RF energy a user is exposed to depends on the type of technology used to manufacture the device, the distance between the cell phone and the user, and the duration and type of use. People can also acquire cancer through ionizing radiation released by cell phones. Moreover, radio frequency energy also causes heating. The impact of radio frequency energy can be compared to the functions of a microwave when heating food. Therefore, exposure to RF energy emitted by mobile phones often produces heat. Although it may be minimal to measure the extent to which it increases human body temperature, some research findings have reported that when mobile phones are used for more than 1 minute, brain tissues in some parts of the head close to the device's antenna absorb a higher amount of glucose than the parts that are further away. Research by Kahn concludes that cell phone users had an increased risk of malignant gliomas. There is a link between cell phone use and a higher rate of acoustic neuromas. Tumors are more likely to occur on the side of the head that the cell handset is used on. People making phone calls in places where there is a poor network connection, such as remote regions, have a higher risk of being affected by RF energy since they are more exposed in these places. Moreover, because a cell phone uses more RF energy for connection, it is advisable to hold the device away from the head or ear when dialing until the call is picked up. Besides, it is vital to understand that not only is radiation emitted from the phone when making calls, but also when the phone is charging or in a pocket. Some radio waves are absorbed by the user's bodies, where GSM devices discharge radio waves that can go up to around 2 watts. Moreover, an American analog phone can produce the highest transmit energy of around 3.7 watts. Therefore, as it has some severe effects on the human body, some laws have been passed to regulate the radiation produced by cell phone devices. Research by Aydin also reports that when the handset is held to the head, the brain absorbs most of the radio frequency energy emitted by mobile phones. Dielectric heating is an apparent impact of microwave radiation, where dielectric elements, for example, living tissues, receive heat from the movements of polar molecules produced through the electromagnetic field. In addition, although to a minimal degree, cell phone users receive a heating impact, which causes an increase in body temperature often higher than when the body is under direct sunlight. Though the brain can regulate these changes through adjusting the flow of the blood, the eye's cornea is not capable of controlling such an increase. Therefore, the exposure to this temperature increase for around 100 to 200 minutes has been shown to generate cataracts in the human eye. Use of cell phones during driving is almost 5 times more likely to cause road accidents that are severe enough to lead to serious injuries or death, as it distracts the driver and reduces their awareness and decision-making capabilities. There are severe risks to the public, as drivers talking on a cell phone are 4 times more likely to crash than other motorists. Various studies report significant findings regarding the relation between cell phone use and increased road accidents, and this calls into question driving regulations that prohibit handheld cell phones and permit hands-free ones. Conclusion. From scientific evidence and literature, it is evident that cell phones harm human health, including short and long-term effects. Some types of cancer are mostly found around the head area where the cell phone is held. Heating effects from electromagnetic radiation can also be experienced, where some body tissues cannot provide temperature regulation. Being aware of health risks from mobiles, people can reduce the exposure to radio frequency discharge by regulating the duration of cell phone use, utilizing speakers or hands-free accessories, using cell phones where there is good reception, or texting. Irrespective of the body area exposed to frequent radiation, there is a possibility of health problems, even though some body parts are evidently more vulnerable than others.